What's up YouTube, welcome back to WackedOutEcig. Today we have the newest device in the mini box mod trend. It's the Kanger Kbox, and we also have a new Canadian e-liquid company called 12 Monkeys. Right, well, here is the packaging that the Kanger Kbox comes in. It's very similar to the Subtank Mini, as you can see. So I guess that's the way Kanger is going with their packaging. On the back you get some specs, the dimensions, characteristics, and some caution, just saying keep out of reach of children and away from high temperatures. On the top here it says two options, black and silver is ticked because I got the silver one. I haven't seen any black ones available anywhere, but I suppose they'll be bringing that out soon enough. Right out of the box you will notice the interesting design of the Kbox. Half of it is a tube and half of it is a box. We're seeing quite a bit of these with the SX Mini, I guess. The IPV Mini kind of has it, the ZNA always had it. This is pretty different because instead of it kind of being round on this side and a tube, it is fully half a square, half a box, and half a tube. It's pretty interesting. I guess you'll either love it or hate it, but with that said, I don't really mind it. At the top you have Kbox, a spring-loaded 510 pin, which is great to see. Cutouts for the airflow, any devices that will take airflow from the bottom. Here you have a cutout of the K, the Kanger logo or the Kbox logo. I'm not too sure, but I like it. I guess some people won't like it, but it's not a very sophisticated looking device in my opinion, so I think that adds to it. And whatever color battery you put into here, it's cut out straight into there, so it's gonna take that color of whatever the battery is. The fire button is nice and clicky, but it's soft as well. It feels nice to press. It is protruding a bit, so it's not completely flush. It's quite nice to click. This is my least favorite thing about the device. I really don't like it. Can you hear that? It's not that bad without a battery in it. You have the spring that makes contact with the battery, then the battery touches the 510 pin, and then you get a connection, and that's what makes your vapor. Once I put the battery in, positive side up first, you can see I stripped part of the wrapper of the battery trying to get this on, because this spring is strong and long and the threads, you can see the battery goes past that threads, and there's no spring in there obviously because it's on this side to take up for the batteries, so it doesn't fit properly. And trying to get this on is a bitch. And if you can see something that has been happening, it's not going to do it this time, obviously, because it's on camera, and you know shit doesn't work on camera. Which is not a problem, because it's not a good thing, but it sparks. For some reason, this sparks, and it is really quite scary at first. I've never had a device do that before, but it sparked on me, and it made me kind of scared to use it. So Kanger, fix your shit. Stop it from sparking. If you're gonna release a product to the general public, do not make it spark. That is just bad for everyone. So trying to get this on, it's just crunchy and really stiff to try and get this screwed on properly. And you really have to screw it all the way in and strain yourself to get a flat connection, and even then it kind of looks like there's a gap, but it's not really obvious, especially being at the bottom of the device. So this is the display that you'll get. I'll zoom up a bit. So you see here some numbers: 8, 13, 20, 25, 30, 35, and 40. Those are the wattage presets. That basically means that you can choose between those different levels of power. This does not have a screen anywhere on it that you can adjust from, that you can see any specific things. You can adjust in any kind of increment. It just goes 8, 13, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. This can be a con or a pro for some people. I mean, on the good side, it makes it really easy to use. You're not confused by a bunch of different power settings or anything for any beginners. On the bad side, you know, some people like to vape at 10 watts, and this goes from 8 straight to 13. So I don't know, it depends on who's using it, but I would personally prefer that be 10 instead of 13. Maybe have it 8, 10, and then 13. I'm not sure, but on this side there's no labeling on it because that is just the battery. It turns on automatically. You don't have to turn it on when you put the battery in, but to turn it on and off, it's just 5 clicks of the fire button as usual. It'll flash a little bit and then nothing will work. So 5 clicks on again and it's back on. When you take out the battery and put it back in, it does remember your wattage that you last set it at, which is pretty good. So you can see there, that's what it looks like. It's purple because the battery is purple. This button down here is to switch between the presets. So it honestly could not be simpler. You just press the button and it will switch to the setting you want it on. Okay, so this came out just after the release of the Subtank Mini and the whole Subtank line, and it's pretty obvious that that's what they want to be used on it. Now it does fit flush because it has a 510, and in general it does look good, but it is 25 millimeters around to fit the original Subtank as well and make it look flush on it. So some people aren't gonna like that overhang, or the underhang, I guess. You're not gonna like that ledge that it gives you. Personally, I don't mind it. I don't really notice it, but that's something to point out as well. I guess if you have a Subtank, the original Subtank, this is the mod for it, I guess, according to Kanger. It's not, the material is not a fingerprint magnet exactly, but you can see here like a little bit of juice got on it, and it just, you can see it. This is just how it looks with another 22 millimeter atomizer on it. It's a dripping atomizer. You still have that gap obviously, but you know, it looks pretty good. This is how I've been using it most of the time. I would have used it with the Subtank Mini more, but I was sent this at the same time, 12 Monkeys e-liquid, and it is 90 VG, so it's a very thick liquid and it does not wick properly in the Subtank Mini. So I've just been dripping it and using these together. It's a pretty good combination. Just for a quick size comparison, this is it next to the eLeaf iStick 50 watt, and as you can see it's just a bit taller. The iStick is slightly wider as well, but you're not going to notice that really in the hand. It's very minor. So that's just a quick size comparison between the two. So that's just the ins and outs of the new Kangertech Kbox. I've got my Addy wicked up. We'll go back out and I'll tell you what I think about it, some pros and cons. So it is what it is, people. It's a 40 watt box mod with no display screen and a replaceable 18650 battery. Some pros: it's really simple to use. It's really simple to switch between wattages. You know, you have one button, you're not going to get confused with different things. It has the replaceable 18650, so you can just pop one out when one dies, pop in another one. Spring-loaded 510, so everything or most things are going to fit flush on it. It's made out of a really light material, so the whole thing is pretty light. It does what it's supposed to. The cons of it, some people may not like the look of it. The battery cap on the bottom, the threads on it are pretty crunchy, and it's really stiff to get it screwed on, and it sparks. You know, that's not a subjective con. No one wants their mod to spark before they even start vaping it. It's or even when they're vaping it, a mod should not spark in general. That's a pretty bad thing. I think Kanger needs to sort that out. I'm not sure if all of them are gonna do that. I'm not sure if I have the only one that does that, but for me that's what it did, and I have to tell you guys about it because that is a big con for me. Finally, the price point is what really gets me for this. I've seen it online somewhere in the States for 30 bucks, 30 US, and I've seen it in Canada. I can't remember where that was either, but I have seen it somewhere for, I think it was 40 bucks. So, you know, you have to take that into consideration. 40 bucks for a 40 watt box mod, that's pretty incredible, especially that it takes an 18650 battery, because even if that's not enough battery life for you, you can just pop in another one when it's dead. You don't have to wait for it to charge. It doesn't have a USB port that you can charge from it, so you are going to have to go through those crunchy threads every single time your battery runs down. If it had a USB port that I could charge it, I would just leave this battery in here and charge it from there, because I don't want to have to go through those crunchy threads and risk it sparking and fucking everything up, to be honest. As far as this 12 Monkeys e-liquid goes, this is the thickest liquid I have ever tried in my life. It's 90% VG, and if you don't know by now, VG is what gives you bigger and thicker clouds because it's so thick, and when it vaporizes, it's just a very dense vapor. It's not going to work well in your tanks because tanks can't wick as well as drippers. So if you do only use tanks and clearizers and stuff like that, I wouldn't recommend this liquid, but if you're into dripping, try this liquid, because I couldn't tell what it was at first. It's just described on this site as a tropical fruity flavor, and I couldn't pinpoint it, and I didn't really like it at first, but the more I vaped it, because I wanted to figure out what it was, the more I vaped it, the better it started tasting, and now I'm hooked on this liquid. So I'd really like to try their other flavors. They're a pretty new company. They only have 3 flavors for now. They have this fruity one, a custard one, and a tobacco one. So if they're anything as good as this one, they've catered to most people, because they have the custard, which is kind of desserty, they have the fruit flavor, and they have the tobacco flavor. So I would definitely recommend this liquid. I'm gonna see if I can get my hands on their other flavors, but 90% VG, only in a dripper, please, because you're not gonna enjoy this probably at all if you put it into some kind of tank. But you can see 90% VG. I'm getting huge clouds off of this, and the flavor is still really good on it, so pretty impressed by this. I want to give a big thank you to Pacific Smoke, who sent both of these out to me. Pacific Smoke is a wholesale distributor for ECIGs in Canada. I think they're the largest one in Canada, and they have pretty much all the big companies right now. You know, I know they have Kanger. Obviously they sent me this Kbox. They have Kanger, they have eLeaf, they have Joytech, Inikin, some liquids, like they have these 12 Monkeys, they have 5 Pawns, Pure Liquid. They have a lot of stuff. So if you're a vendor and you're watching this and you are tired of waiting for all your shipments to come in from China, check out Pacific Smoke, because they're in Canada and you're going to save a lot of time on that shipping. You're going to get products in a lot faster, which means you can move those products out a lot faster. As always, if you liked what you saw, please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. We have a lot of stuff coming, and I know I say that every time, but I'm gonna be reviewing every day this week because I have a lot of stuff that I have to get through, and it's all really cool stuff. So subscribe if you want to see more of that, and comment on this video if you've tried 12 Monkeys eliquid. Let me know what your favorite flavor is. If you haven't, let me know if you want to try it, you know, and as simple as that. That'll be cool. If you've tried the Kanger Kbox, let me know as well. I'd like to know if anyone else has the same sparking problem or the crunchy threads, and or if anyone else has any other problems, or if you love the device, tell me and let me know why, because I am enjoying this device. So I know I say thank you to the vendors all the time, but I'd like to say thank you to you guys that are watching this as well, because without you guys there wouldn't really be a channel, and I'm doing this for you guys. So thanks for watching, and if you want to get in contact with me or a lot of people in the vape community, head over to WackedOutEcig. It's WackedOutEcig.ca. The link will be in the description. It's a really cool forum that you can connect with other vapors. You can find out pretty much anything you need to know. The iStick 50 watt. Stay tuned.